Ayobami Olanrewaju is a data analyst with experience in data analysis with Python and related tools and has experience developing and deploying machine learning solutions through working experience with finance, agriculture, oil and gas, and telecommunication companies. Ayo is a Maurice Claudot-Curie Action Fellow, an early-stage researcher at InnoScience, and has worked with different companies. Aside from these, she has experience in research and teaching. Please, let's welcome Ayobami to Impact Leader Connect 3.0.
Alright, we can clap using the reactions, you can clap using emojis. If you have your camera on, you can just clap as we welcome Ayobami Olanrewaju.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. Let me first find that. Can everyone hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. You're good.
Okay, thank you so much. That's to tell you that technology is working, and that's the age and the phase we are in now. So I'll just share my presentation, and then I can continue from there. I think the host disabled sharing. Can you please allow me to share? If the host may allow me to share. Okay, while they're working on my sharing, I'll just tell you some few things about me that you might not know. One of it is, let me find something that nobody really knows. Almost my life is an open book. All right. Okay, one thing about me is a lot of people don't know I like watching movies and documentaries, action movies or documentaries. I think that's one thing nobody can see anywhere on my bio. Even though I said, okay, when it comes to fun, call me. But a lot of people don't know that I watch documentaries, and from there it's where I often gain a lot of knowledge and learn new things that people don't even think about, just from pick one thing from someone's life lesson from one documentary or the other. And that's how I used to improve myself and people around me also. I think I can share my screen now. All right. So thanks for allowing me to share. Okay. So today I'll be speaking to you all about leveraging technologies for building global communities. So when Sam reached out to me to talk about this, he knew that I am somebody that I love community work. I love volunteering. I like anything that involves people. Why? Because we all are human beings and we are called to come together to help ourselves. And the more we work together, the better we make our community, better we make the world, and the better things are. The moment I think about if I hurt someone, then by hurting someone means that me hurting someone means the person can hurt someone else, and this keeps transferring on and on. And from there, it keeps spreading. I'm sure we all will be like, I won't hurt someone, rather I'll love someone, so that love can spread. And through that love that can spread, we all can make the world a better place. But right now, let's not talk about the love. Let's talk about the technology that we're using. As you see, we are using Zoom for this platform. It's a big technology that a lot of people, even though, yes, they were using, but when COVID happened, everyone was confined to their house. They were restricted. They couldn't go anywhere. A lot of economies were shut down. And even husband and wife that don't talk were forced to talk. At least you ask, where's the salt? Where's the Maggi? If you don't talk to your neighbors before, maybe you don't have water in your house. And like, okay, so how are they going to bring water? So it kind of forced us to relate together. And that's when, teleconferencing tools became a thing that everyone uses. We all know market has been changed. Anything about retail, it has been redefined, workplaces and all. So that's to tell us that as we are currently, we keep changing because these technologies come to improve our lives. And it could be conditions, situations that bring it out and make it more popular. But either which way, we are using it and we're using it to our own benefit. So talking about this leveraging technology for building community, let me just make my screen larger. Can you all see I believe you can see my presentation. I don't know why it doesn't want to go to full mode. All right, now it's in full mode. Thank you. So before I start, I'm going to start with this very, very small quote, and it's by Olanrewaju. It says that it's not that we use technology, we live technology. And this quote can be kind of confusing. What does it mean? It means that we are living technology. We all depend on technology, even if you say you don't want to. From the time you sleep to the time you wake up to the time you decide to go out, from the decisions you make, somehow technology is part of it. I'm sure these days, a lot of people, when you wake up, after you've done your normal regular praying, and in fact, it's so difficult because once you wake up, the next thing your mind goes is, let me find my phone. You're like, where's that phone? Maybe I've missed some messages, I've missed some chats, I've missed some emails. That's what comes to your mind. But it takes, a lot of self-discipline to tell yourself, no. AY, calm down, slow down. We don't have to check that now. I need to pray first. After praying, then I pick it up. Some people just dive straight into technology, like working with phones, and they use like that. Aside from the fact that we use phone, a regular thing that a lot of people use is internet. It's as if life does not exist without internet, because you just want to know what is going on the globe. How exactly are we able to know about this event? A lot of people saw it on maybe Instagram and some other social media platform, and you're like, yeah, I have to be in this event. Even if you didn't, probably saw it on a WhatsApp post. And how did that come to be? It's because there's the technology that allowed that to happen. So now this technology that allowed that to happen, that says that now we don't just use it. We are the one, because it's human that make the decision. If you decide that you're not going to use a phone, you're not going to. But you now start thinking, what about work? What about my family? How do I stay connected and this? So right now, we are more like the living technology, because we move with it as it goes. I hope that's kind of clarified things. All right. So now introducing myself. I like to introduce myself as someone's wife. Yeah, because I have a very awesome husband. A husband who loves and cares for me, even though, yes, I am somebody that I like to do a lot of things. I like to work. I like to volunteer. And some other things that I know that's for my good and for the public good. And he allowed me to do anything I wanted. I can fly anywhere, I can go anywhere without any stress. So whenever I'm talking about me, I have to put it there that there's a special man behind me. I'm also a mom. I have a 4-month-old boy. I'm serious. It has not been easy. Whoever tells you that a working class mom life is easy, that person just lied to you. It's a lie, but you can do it. But I like putting it there so that if there are females or there are ladies on the call and they feel like, how do I try to balance and juggle up things? You can know that definitely it will be tough. Yes, it's true, but you can still do it. I'm a researcher by profession, and then I'm a lifelong learner. I learn from even the simplest things, just going out, staring at the sky and looking at how the cloud moves, can be like, oh, there's something to learn in this. It could even be the way the tap is flowing. So I try to learn every day, because I find out that the more you learn how to learn. And the more it's easier for you to absorb, change, be flexible in things, and making new decisions based on what you have. Currently, I'm a researcher at IPEX. As Sam put in my profile, I'm currently a Marie Curie scholar. And then I am also a researcher at IPEX. Prior to all this, I have a Master's of Science in Information Technology from Carnegie Mellon University and a BSc in Computer Engineering from Futmina. I've also done some work with companies like ASAC, TechnoServe, I think and then Tamani, and some other side jobs, something like that. So that's it about me. And if you want to have fun, you want to learn, and you want us to volunteer together, please feel free to reach out to me. I like fun, work. All work and no play makes Jack a very dull boy. Even though I'm not Jack, I'm Ayo, but I still don't want to become a dog girl. So let's dive in. What is technology? I'm sure a lot of people, we all know the definition and application of scientific knowledge to be able to produce something that you can use to meet our need. That's like a very cool common definition for what the technology we currently use. But in my own case, I'd like to describe technology as application of a sket. You know what sket? It's not sket from away. It's SKET, which is just right here. SKET. It means the application of the skills. What skills have you acquired over time? Maybe you've acquired the skills through different form of learning, through different schooling, through different researches. So when you apply those skills, and then knowledge, it could be knowledge that you derive from meeting with people, from taking courses online, from anything, like even from studying the hands or from watching programs. All those applications of their skills, your knowledge, your experiences, what has happened to you before. There was a particular day I learned a very, very big lesson. Then I was in Kwara Poly, because I went to Kwara Poly before I went to university. I was going home, and there was a bus that was supposed to convey us to where we're going. The bus was, in fact, it was the last person that was supposed to enter the bus, and I was with a lady, and then we started dragging for space. And so then I told the lady that I'm going to be the one that will take this. You can't take, I'm the one. So I took the earlier bus and left. To my surprise, by the time we got to half of the road, the bus, her own bus that took off behind us, kind of allowed her to come first. Like she came down of the bus before I did. She alighted before I did. And I'm like, what? But I took the last space on the first bus. And this lady took the second bus. And here is she. She already stopped beside the road. But me, I was seeing the bus going. And then that was when it dawned on me. And then she already reached her destination. My destination is still far ahead. And that was when I learned this lesson. The lesson is, you don't need to rush and struggle too much for things. Whatever is yours will be yours. And don't compare yourself with nobody, because both of you or different people have different pathways in life. If I had struggled, either I struggled or I didn't struggle, she's still going to get to her destination before I get to mine. And the fact that I took the earliest bus doesn't mean that she's not going to get to her destination before me. But what does it mean? Everyone runs their different races. But that was a big thing that I learned that day. But I wouldn't have learned the experience if I wouldn't have had that experience if I did struggle to get the bus first and allow her to take the second one. Maybe that's what God was trying to let me learn from that incident. But all these kind of experiences, or even more other ones that you've heard, or you've heard from people, or you've witnesses, those are part of what you apply together to form what they call the technology and the technology. And then maybe the techniques you might have learned. Maybe in the course you found out that, okay, for you to make hair, you have to sit the person down, bring the tool for plaiting the hair from the center of the hair to the back, then you have to keep cutting, and that's how you make the hair. Or maybe you found out that when it comes to hair, all you need to do, like the previous speaker, is make sure you get your data right. And then you found some other machine learning models that you've learned as techniques, and then you bring all this together, your skills, your knowledge, your experience, and the techniques you've learned, you apply it together to meet a human need. All this together is what you call your technology. So let's take Zoom, for example, this platform we are using. So somebody somewhere sat down and be like, how can Samuel, who is in Canada, connect to Ayo that is in Kigali? And both of them having intelligent conversation. The need is the need for communication. And the person said, okay, based on the fact that face-to-face communication work, like Samuel sees Ayo, Ayo sees Samuel, and Ayo sees maybe Queen and some other people. And when we see each other, we are able to communicate better. So let's put a camera. Yes, a camera would do. We can see each other face to face. And then let's put a speaker that can allow us to talk. Ayo can talk, Samuel can talk, and all of us get to talk together. That's it. And then the person brought this together with the learnings, the knowledge of maybe software engineering. Definitely software engineering is one of it. The knowledge of software engineering, writing codes. Okay, we need to write this code. This function is when Ayo click on join meeting, she sees the list of people, participants. She sees the chats. She thought she can turn on her video. She can turn off her video. And then both of them can get to communicate together. And when they bring this together, it brought us the Zoom technology that we use today. So what are the things that has happened in this course? First of all, there is a change, meaning that we are changing as this technology happened, meaning there is something that has changed about us. Immediately we found that there was Zoom, then I don't need to fly down to where Sam is in Canada. I could just sit from my house and then talk to Sam. Another thing that's happening is there is a transformation. Our mentality is shifting. We are having like a mindset shift, like a shift is happening, meaning that next time I want to meet with a large set of people, what I just need to do is just adopt the platform. If I know that I just want to bring people together at a low cost, and I don't want people to complain to me that there's no way we can fly down to Kigali, no flights, expensive rate and the rest, then you see that the transformation, things are changing. And this transformation also is affecting different facets. Let's say at this Zoom is, as this Zoom is happening, a lot of workplaces, work happens on Zoom, meetings happen on Zoom, conferences happen on Zoom, meaning that people can share knowledge, people can share ideas as we do now. And because of that, remote work has come to stay. E-learning has come to stay. You understand? So things are changing. There's transformation. There's not just a change, but people are also changing from the inside out. And as people are changing, there's transformation. There's also the creation of things. As we've come in, as we come and learn new skills, these new skills, we intend to use it for other platforms, like probably the things you've learned from here, you can apply it to your life or even share it with other people. That makes us a better place. And at the end, it meets a need. What is the need? The need for communication. And when we come about with this change, transformation, creation, and meeting it, we talk about what they talk about, technology. And that is it. So anything that can bring about changes, transformation, creation, and meeting human need. So if you look at it, at the center of everything, the three key things that is within technology is human. The only thing that has to do with things is the creation. So meaning that technology is about you, just as what I studied. we live technology. It is about us. So never forget that whatever technology, you are the center of it. And if you're the one driving it, then what happens? So what happens when you drive it? One of it is communication possibility. I already said this before. We are able to converse, we're able to discuss things together. And why are we able to do this? Because we have the technology that allows us to do it. So it now allows that there's an open border. You can be anywhere in the world and we can converse. I can share idea with you. And because there's technology, there's vast amount of information out there, meaning you just have to key into it and make it work. Aside from that, it makes your tax easier. Before, back in those days, let's say people who have a very large farm, management of such large farm might be really difficult. Before you yourself go to the land, gather the products, put it in the van, transport it for selling, it's really a lot. Now it's so easy to get computers or possibly machineries to help you till your grants. We have different robots that can help you harvest your plants. They harvest it, they put it in the van. From the barn or from your store, it's so easy for you to take account of it. You take inventory of everything and you know what you have, what you don't have. And it's so easy for you to link up with suppliers and distribute those goods. So meaning that your life is a lot easier because we have technology. But you see, we are still looking at it as technology between me and you. But we haven't really gone to like, okay, how do we now make it wider, vast? Because we're saying the global community. Another thing is decision support. Who among you feel like, all right, I want to predict where Sam will be tomorrow. And then you'll be like, you can't just sit down here and make the decision that Sam is going to be in church tomorrow. If Sam hasn't been going to church regularly, you can't just predict that this is the church Sam will attend tomorrow if you haven't been going to church with him. Meaning that the more data we have, because of the fact that we have technology, imagine if, let me pick someone else. I don't want to use Sam alone. Before people feel like Sam has given me money, let me find someone else to use. So let's say Adams. I think Adams is good. Adams seems short and it's spicy. Because in the beginning there was Adam and Eve. So let me use Adam. So now, let's say for example, I really don't know who Adam is. But let's say Adam's friends, all of them happen to be architects. It's so easy for me to be like, possibly, maybe Adam is an architect, or maybe he might be into building because of his clique of friends. Or let's now say another thing is this. Possibly, Benga. I don't know Benga and Adam to be friends, but let's say I see that I checked online on Instagram and I see that Benga is connected, is following Adams, and Adams is following Benga. It's possible for me to be like, wow, that means in real life, Adams and Benga, they seem to know each other, or maybe they've been to similar events and they might have things in common. That's why they are following each other. You see that for me to be able to make such decision and to know that it's being made possible for me through the use of technology, I can now make slightly more informed decision. Although this decision sometimes might be biased because, like Queen said, if you have wrong data, this decision is like garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you feed the computer, what the computer feeds you back. So meaning that if you have bad data, you have bad results. And if your data is correct, then you have a better result. So now, if I have those information, at least it could help me with my decision. Let's even say, for example, I decide to take myself as someone, like an entity, and I want to find out what exactly I like doing the most. And I start recording my activities for a week. In the morning, I wake up, I pray. By 2 p.m., I'm reading. By 3 p.m., I'm working. I work between these 13 hours to these 13 hours. I work by 5 down to 7 p.m., and I do that consistently every day. It's so easy for me to plot and be like, between the hours of this is what I do. Between the hours of this, that, this is what I do. Between the hours of that is what I do. And we all know that even in life, one of the things, let's say you want to order a shirt online. One thing you check first is, what is the review? How many people really like the shirt? Can I see someone who has worn it before? In a way, you are making decision, but you won't have been able to make that decision if there is no there's no internet that is available. And now there are no different web pages that you can surf and then find those information. And let's even say they have the web page, there are no reviews, meaning people have not entered data into it. So because of the fact that you have these vast amounts of information given as a result of technology, then you can make your decision either to buy or not to buy. Now think about it from the industrial point of view, where you have lots of people that are working, you have a lot of executives that need to make big business decision that involves lots of dollars or money. What do? You were able to do that because you have the data involved. So we know that, yes, technology is one key thing in decision making. Now, let's just divert a little bit. We've seen the technology side. What are the global communities? One thing about global communities is it's just me and you, and we are connected. We have common interests. Why did we come for this meeting? I believe a lot of you have interest in leadership. People want to have idea about maybe how can technology help us to achieve that. So within that space is our common interest. We all want to come together to leverage whatever skills we have gotten to improve the world around us. So when you look at the world as a whole, not just Nigeria, not just UK, not just Canada, not just Europe, no, not just whatever it is, not just the 7 billion people, each individually within their own planet, within their own space. But now we are looking at each individual person, like each and everyone together, the world. And then the people that is here means me and you. Everyone, like we all count. And then we have the internet, because there is no way I can be in Nigeria or be in Kigali or be in Italy or be in Netherlands and at the same time want to talk to Sam without something that can connect us together. If I say I want to write a letter, that's already a medium I'm using to communicate with him. If I decide that, okay, I want to pick my phone and call, that's already a medium. So that each individual people within their own sphere or within their own space, together with the internet, with the common interest is what is called the global community. So as we are now, with us being in different space, we are already a global community, because we are not just a local one, which is within just a little space or within just a country or within just a continent, but we are in different continents and we are able to have our communications and relate together. So now, how exactly can we get to create this different global space? I put virtual community platforms. I'm sure you'll be like, what's virtual community platform? Virtual community platforms are your social media. Let's say, for example, you decide to create a little community on TikTok, and anybody around the world can watch it, can see what you're doing. They can interact with whatever you're doing, can give their own opinion, can bring their suggestion. You all can converse together. That's already a community. They are all virtual platform. Like Facebook, for example. Yes, it is. Even though people come together and chat, they are not in the same space at the same time. We all have different time zones, but still people react to things on Facebook. People react to things on WhatsApp. People react to things on Instagram, on Twitter, for example, on Telegram. So all of these are virtual platforms that we can use to bring together this global community. All we just need to do is have the goal. What exactly is our goal? Are we going for business? Are we looking for economic things? Are we looking at the global impact of things? What exactly is the problem we are trying to solve? So far we have that problem we are trying to solve. Creating the platform is not the problem. More like today, we said that today we are creating a platform, and what we are trying to create in the platform is we are trying to sensitize people about maybe gender-based violence. That is our common interest. And then people that have interest in gender-based violence, they start pitching it, and that's how you keep growing. And then you can say that, okay, we're going to have like a physical event at different location, but at the same time, or maybe you live stream it, you teleconference with anyone, or you can say that, okay, we're going to have like an hybrid event, which is some will be locally residential in their place, and then we're all connected again through all this technology platform. So that's one of it. That's that we can create this community. Another thing are the messaging apps like your Gmail, yes, your email system. Either you use Yahoo, either you use Hotmail, either you use Gmail. I am sure Gmail is so popular because a lot of people are Android users, and being an Android user, you need your Gmail or your Google Mail to be able to like log on the first time to your Android. But whatever email you decide to use, your messenger app, you can decide that maybe now, Google has a Hangout. You said you want to use a Google Hangout. People that within your contacts, you want to have like small communication with them, or you want to type you want to type an email and send to a lot of people, and you guys can communicate via the use of that email. So those are another ways of you can create your platform, which is the community we're trying to build. And then another thing is hybrid events. Hybrid events is just what I've explained. Like some people are located, some people attend physically in person, while some other people attend just remotely, communicating right from the internet. So those are ways we can create this community. Now, let's marry them together. How do we now leverage the tech and the global community? We already see that, okay, yes, the tech help make communication easier for us. We already see that tech make decision making easier for us. We already discovered that tech make our tasks easier. So what do we now do? How do we now leverage it? So what we just need to do is, we already have these tools available for us, and even more, like the previous speaker mentioned about AI, how AI is able to help you make predictions, take decisions, and based on your vast amount of data. How about we also bring this AI to help us look at underserved community and find a way to rebuild our community? Back in those days, it's so easy for you to see your neighbor's child outside. I'm like, oh my God, my neighbor's child is outside. Please come inside, come and eat, have something to drink. But now, because of different things that are happening, it's quite difficult for you to even relate on a large scale. But if we decide to combine the tech plus the community we have, you see how vast we can go. We can even reach back, like, to the ends of the world, because virtually everywhere in the world is connected by internet. All we just need to do is have a reason, have a voice, have one thing we want to do. And with that alone, we can bring our community closer than we have ever been before. And that is what tech can do for us. Be it your phone, be it your laptop, be it in terms of digital devices that gets information about you. Let's say, like, currently I'm wearing a Fitbit. It's like a health watch. And then let's say you take some certain step, your heartbeat is really high. You could even send information to your doctors. You know, we can leverage all this to be a closer community than before. We could just be a community that just monitor each other's health. And if we find out that maybe one of us is not feeling fine as much as we can come together and help each other. We can also be people who are much more understanding, caring, loving towards each other. And this is what tech can do for us, because a community is somewhere you can just bore yourself out. You can just state what you want to say. You can just bear it out, and nobody will judge you. And the essence is for us to come together and be better at whatever we do. Another thing is, we can also leverage this technology to build partnership. Probably you have interest in what I'm doing. I have interest in what you're doing. You can shake each other and then bring out something. And you know that as we are using technology, as we are meeting each other, as we are learning from each other, we are getting new perspective. Things I thought is done this way in my area might be done in another way in another area. And when you bring this knowledge together, this is where creativity comes out to play. Even as we are right now, we can just come up with an idea. And I think that's what we're going to do at the end. We'll come up with an idea and see how exactly each of us can pitch this idea together. And as a community, expand it more. And the last thing I'm going to say about this is global learning. Like, you keep learning every day. And these platforms have given you ability to be able to learn as much as you want to. Like, there's vast mode of learning. You can learn from anyone, from any space, at any time. All you just need to do is, please teach me this. And boom, you already have someone who is mentoring you. So how do we now take this, the fact that we have so many things that nature has already thrown on us? How do we now use what nature has given us to now improve ourselves? How do we use what we currently have to really improve the world? That's what we should all keep thinking about, because we have the tools and we know that we can do a lot with the tool. But how do we use it? That's the next thing. So with this, I think I've come to the end of my presentation. What I would just like to say is, just to summarize and recap everything I've said, technology is all about us, and it's just to make our life easier. That's it. You should always have that in mind. And technology is just the application of your skill. Like I said, your skills, your knowledge, your experience, as well as the techniques in order to create things that will meet my need, your need, and our needs. And being a community is just a world filled with people, internet, and then we have this common interest, and then we need to just collaborate. We need to learn in order to do what? To improve the world. It takes me and you to change this world. And if we really want to see the change in the world, then it's good for us to start adopting technology we have available to be able to make those changes. And with that, I will round up with this. Technology is all around us, and it's up to us to use it for the greater good and bring ourselves closer than we have been ever. And with this, I'll say thank you all for listening to me. And I want you all to put it in the chat, one thing you feel you can do to make the world a better place. We all will just put one thing. Let's see if we can find a map between all of our ideas to see one thing you can use technology to improve. So your time starts now. Please start putting in the chat one thing you feel you can do to make the world a better place, and then we'll look at how we can use technology to achieve it. All right.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ayobami. That was a very insightful presentation. Technology is about us and how we can use it to make our lives easier, to better our communities, our partnerships. And one thing she said that stuck with me was the more you learn, the more you learn how to learn. That is huge. That is huge.